Coordinators of the BC Lions Orange Helmet Awards, and a face I'm sure that needs no introduction. We'll do it anyway. Travis Lulay of the BC Lions joining us. And Travis, first off, how special is it to get the BC Lions involved with minor football, and for yourself being a kid growing up playing, how important is it for them to get a chance to see guys like yourself here?
Yeah, I think this really is a night that the club takes a lot of pride in. I think it's important to invest in our youth. I think so many of us, particularly us playing professional football, we started with just a love for the game, but we learned so many lessons along the way, life lessons that go way outside of just playing the game of football that I think are invaluable. So to me, it means a lot to be able to provide opportunities to young people, a next generation of people on the planet, not just football players.
When it comes to the quarterback position, the one thing that separates the good players from the great players is something you have, is the leadership. Intangible thing for yourself. When did you discover that you had that leadership role? Was it younger? Was it a coach that brought it out in you?
I appreciate you saying that. I recognized early on that I was one of the guys that guys were looking to often, and I don't know whether it was internal or whether it was encouraged. It kind of happens naturally at the quarterback spot. All eyes are on you in the huddle, and it's kind of symbolic, and so you recognize to be, a pitcher in baseball or a quarterback in football where there's eyes on you, that you have a role within your team that is maybe bigger than some other guys. And so that's something I always wanted to embrace, and I always took really seriously early on in my football career, or my sports career in general. So I knew when there were eyes on me that I had an opportunity to reflect in a positive way on my teammates, and I just embraced that role. And I knew that it was important for the trigger man, the quarterback on a football team, to possess some of those qualities. So some of it's innate, but a lot of it's learned. And so once you're conscious of that, the sooner you're willing to accept that role, I think the better chance you have to start to develop some of those traits that it takes to be a good leader.
You're one of those guys that got it, and along with a lot of BC Lions, you get out in the community, you talk in schools. How important is that to you as a person, being able to contribute to these young little boys and girls?
I think that's probably the single most rewarding thing in a professional sports career, is a platform that it provides to make a difference. And whether it's making a difference to my younger teammates or to the next generation of boys and girls that are going to grow up and inhabit this place we call Earth, right? So I do recognize that. I know the BC Lions have always been, since I've been here, it was early on known that this club is going to be involved in the community in a number of different levels. So again, when I got here, I embraced that. I thought highly of the club for that reason, and just recognize that opportunity to make a difference, even if it's a small difference. I know as a kid I can put myself back in those kids' shoes. I can see myself as a 10-year-old who's looking bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, at players on the field. And knowing that we have that opportunity now, it's humbling for one, but I take it as a pretty serious responsibility. So it's something that I want to be good at and find a way to make a positive impression on the next generation.
Can't let you go without talking Lions very quickly. And Lions, blessed that they have probably two of the best quarterbacks in the league. How excited are you for the arsenal of receivers that you guys get to throw to in practice and in the games?
Well, yeah, you see the smile on my face. As the offseason went on and we started re-signing these guys, we didn't know for sure. A lot of guys' contracts were coming to an end. And, for a minute, we didn't know where Brian Burnham was going to be. Nick Morris coming off an injury. Terrell Sinkfield potentially leaving. So we lose a lot of our main offensive guys. Well, before we're done, we get Nick Moore re-signed. We get Brian Burnham back. We thought he was going to go to the NFL. He comes back. That was a selfish cheers moment between Jonathan Jennings and myself. Excited to get him back. We sign a guy in Chris Williams, who we're just watching on film over the last couple of years, dominating defenses. So on paper, we look really good.
And Manny, don't forget about Manny.
Come on, Manny was the mainstay, and Manny's coming off one of the best single individual seasons in BC Lions history. It's been fun. Manny and I came in together to see him grow into, from a guy who's just eager to make the team to a guy who's one of the elite receivers in the Canadian Football League. As quarterbacks, we're tickled. We're tickled with the group we got. I mean, obviously, you got to go and build all that chemistry and make it happen. But on paper, we have a very, very exciting group.
Wonderful quarterback, wonderful interview, and hopefully hoisting the Grey Cup with the Lions this year. Let's Travis Lulay of the BC Lions at the Orange Helmet Awards.